Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरा वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी जय राधा जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय जय विष्णुपादाचार्य अष्टदशिता श्रीमदे श्री भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की ब्रह्मचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण प्रभु गोपीनाथ श्याम राधा कुंज गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायापुर धाम की पुरुषोत्तम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामय की यमुनामय की तुलसी महारानी की श्रीला प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेशन प्रोग्राम की श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी लता विशाखा की श्री श्री सीताराम श्रीमान की श्री श्री गौर निताई की श्रीला प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Bhagavadgita. Reading from Bhagavadgita as it is, chapter 18, text number 26. नंबर 720 720 पीछे जाओ
लास्ट
पीछे जाओ नीचे मत रखना मुक्त संगोन हंवादी धृति उत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्धयो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते मुक्त संगोन हंवादी धृति उत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्धयो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते मुक्त संगोन हंवादी धृति उत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्धयो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते
मुक्त संगो नमवादी धृति उत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्धयो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते मुक्त संगो नमवादी धृति उत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्धयो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते
Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. One who performs his duty without association with the modes of material nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness. A person in Krishna consciousness is always transcendental to the material modes of nature. He has no expectations for the result of the work entrusted to him, because he is above false ego and pride. Still, he is always enthusiastic till the completion of such work. He does not worry about the distress undertaken. He is always enthusiastic. He does not care for success or failure. He is equal in both distress and happiness. Such a worker is situated in the mode of goodness. Ragi karma phala prepsur lupto himsatmako ashuchihi harsha shokanvita karta rajasah parikirtitaha. The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion. A person is too much attached to certain kind of work or to the result because he has too much attachment for materialism or hearth and home, wife and children. Such a person has no desire for higher elevation in life. He is simply concerned with making this world as materially comfortable as possible. He is generally very greedy and he thinks that anything attained by him is permanent and never to be lost. Such a person is envious of others and prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. Therefore, such a person is unclean and he does not care whether his earning is pure or impure. He is very happy if his work is successful and very much distressed when his work is not successful. Such is the worker in the mode of passion. Text number 28. Ayuktaha prakritaha stabdaha shato naishkrutiko alasaha vishadi dirga shutricha karta tamasa uchyate. The worker who is always engaged in work against the injunctions of the scripture, who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating and expert in insulting others, and who is lazy, always morose and procrastinating, is said to be a worker in the mode of ignorance. In the scriptural injunctions, we find what sort of work should be performed and what sort of work should not be performed. Those who do not care for these injunctions engage in work not to be done, and such persons are generally materialistic. They work according to the modes of nature, not according to the injunctions of scripture. Such workers are not very gentle, and generally they are always cunning and expert in insulting others. They are very lazy even though they have some duty, and they do not do it properly, and they put it aside to be done later on. Therefore, they appear to be morose. They procrastinate. Anything which can be done in an hour, they drag on for years. Such workers are situated in the mode of ignorance. आप लोग हम लोग कौन सा कैटेगरी में फिल्म? Page number 1. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Chaitanya-Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Sarvaguruvakadamaya Tadaki Swamadamaya Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padamaya Shri Guru Vaishnavashta Shri Rupam Samudhatam Sadhana Dhammanam Dham Sansajivam Sadhanam Sadhutam Kalinam Sainam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Padam Savana Nidha Shri Vishaka Nidhamshta Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Janatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpalabhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaurabhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So last week, 2 weeks, you must have heard 3 kinds of jnana, right? Knowledge in mode of goodness, knowledge in mode of passion, knowledge in... So Krishna doesn't describe knowledge in mode of ignorance. That jnanam he did use. So for that so-called knowledge in mode of ignorance, that is not called jnana only. Right? And we heard 3 kinds of work. Now in this verse, in these 3 shlokas, Krishna is going to describe 3 kinds of workers, karta. Right? We have to learn, we should learn Bhagavad Gita in order to implement these principles in our lives. Otherwise no use, right? So the first word, Mukta Sangha, right? Becoming free from association of modes of nature, Mukta Sangha. Anahamvadi, false ego, becoming free from false ego. Right? Then Dhruti Utsaha Samavita. Dhruti means determination. Utsaha means enthusiasm. And Siddhi Asiddhi Nirvikara. But one should remain equanimous, both in success and failure. Such a karta is in mode of goodness. Right? So, how to become free from modes of nature? Mukta Sangha. Right? I always tell the principles of Bhagavadgita, right? 3 things. What are the 3 Tyagas? Anybody remembers? Bolo, Puja, what are the 3 Tyagas? Right? कितने बार मैंने बोला? बोलो. कर्तृत्व त्यागा, फल त्यागा, and संगत. Right? When you think that, please remember this, when you think that I am doing this work for myself, what is that? When you think that I am doing this work for myself, that is called association with the modes of nature. Right? When you understand, when you accept that I am doing this work for Krishna, then you are free from Sangatyaga. Is it clear? Then how do we become free from Kartrutva Tyaga? When you understand, I am not the doer, right? That's why always remember this verse. Everybody should remember this verse and chant this verse before doing any work. Yonta pravishya mamavachi mimam prashuttam sanjeeviyate akili shakti dhara svadhamna anyam sthasta charana shravana tvagadivi pranam namo bhagavate purushaya tuti. You cannot. This is the first prayer by Dhruv Maharaj. Right? You can learn this verse from 4th canto, 9th chapter. Dhruv Maharaj meets the Lord or something. So, 5th or 6th verse, I think 17, 5th verse or 6th verse. So, unless he is praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, because you entered all my senses are working. Shravana, my hands, my legs, my speech, everything is working because the Lord has entered. Right? So, when we understand that I am not the doer. Krishna, I am doing the work for the benefit of, for the pleasure of Krishna. And then I am not doing this work. Krishna is, through material nature or spiritual nature, is making me do this work. Clear? Is it clear? Then you will be free from Kartrutva Tyaga. I am not the doer. When you are not working for yourself, when you are working for Krishna, that is Sangatyaga. When you understand that Krishna is making me do this work, Krishna is giving me energy to do this work. Right? Unless he, right? Many times I gave this example. Suppose you fitted all these bulbs and all, then all the switches and all. If electricity department doesn't supply electricity, then no use of all these bulbs and switches and all. Right? In the same way, the senses are there. Unless Krishna injects consciousness in these senses will not work. So actually Krishna is making us work. We must realize that. Then only we will become free from Kartrutva Tyaga. So when you are experiencing Sangha Tyaga, when you are saying that I am doing this work for Krishna, and then Krishna is making me do this work, I am not the doer, then all belongs to him, na? Right? The fruits of one's activity belong to. You understand? These three things, this is the main topic of Bhagavad Gita in first 6 chapters. There are so many shlokas I can quote. Right? Yuktaha karmaphala tyaktva shanti mapnoti naistiki. Ayuktaha kamkarena alasakta nibadyate. By being engaged in Krishna consciousness, when one gives up the fruits of one's activities, Prabhupada translated it as, he will experience unadulterated peace. Right? We experience adulterated peace. But when you give up the fruits of, right? In the same thing Krishna said in 12th chapter also. Bolo, Shreyo hi jnana abhyasa jnana vishishyate jnana karmaphala tyaga tyaga shanti. Right? If you want shanti, what you should do? You must do. If you want shanti, what you should do? You must give up phalatyaga. You must give up the fruits of one's activities. Then Krishna says, Nasti buddhi rayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavyata shanti ashantasya kuta sukham. Unless you get peace, there is no happiness. If you want happiness, first you should become peaceful. In order to become peaceful, what you should do? Karma phalatyaga. That is why we have a system, in a Vedic system, Tyaga. In Western model, everything for oneself. Enjoy. I, me and mine. But in Vedic system, there is no concept of helping poor people in Vedic system, because there were no poor people during that time. Understand? There was no poverty at all. In Ayodhya, there are two kinds of things are not there. One is, there are no donors, no charitable people, and then there is no lock shop, no keys. Why? Because there were nobody to take charity, so everybody is rich. But still they are giving charity to Brahmanas, that's a different thing. Giving charity means either you give charity to the Brahmanas or you give charity for constructing temples. Because Krishna eats through the mouth of Brahmana. So charity, because everything belongs to Krishna, right? We should give it back to Krishna. This Prabhupada said, this Daridra Narayana Seva, whoever has introduced that concept, Prabhupada said he is an atheist. How can Narayana be Daridra? He is Lakshmipati. He is the husband of goddess of fortune. And all the wealth belongs to Narayana. And then this guy is saying Daridra Narayana. Vishnamar, you know. And it's complete nonsense. How can Narayana be Daridra? Right? So there is rich Narayana or what? Rich Narayana and Daridra Narayana. Those who are envious of Krishna, they introduce this concept. You know, because they didn't want to serve Krishna. So he said, oh, why you are serving Krishna? You serve a poor man. But there is no concept of serving a poor man. Because there were no poor men in Vedic times. It is a duty of the king to make sure that everybody is fed nicely. All these charitable organizations and all, because the government is a failure, that's why all these charitable organizations, they are collecting money and trying to help people. Otherwise, it is the duty of the government. Prabhupada said, you know, nobody should go hungry. It is the duty of the government. And then government, king should make sure that all the people in their country, they follow their dharma. So dharma of a grahastha is, somebody asked Prabhupada, how should a wife and husband live in the house, ashram? They were thinking how to produce children. Prabhupada said, the wife cooks, the husband offers. Husband goes out and shouts 3 times. Anyone is hungry? Anyone is hungry? Anyone is hungry? 3 times. And then if somebody is coming, and then first they feed them, then only the host eats. Right? That way nobody is going hungry, because everybody, all the grahasthas, they are shouting, anybody is hungry, anybody is hungry. So, and then there were no poor people. Only brahmacharis, they used to do madhukari, because brahmam acharati iti brahmachari, because they are always engaged in studying scriptures. They don't have time to earn money. So that's why brahmacharis, they go and beg. It's not called begging, it is called madhukari. You know, just like a bumblebee collects honey from different flowers, like that a brahmachari can collect from 7 houses, you know, the food required. And then there is no problem of cleaning the utensils, purchasing vegetables and all that, right? So whatever the grahasthas they give, they eat, and remaining time they study Vedas. Brahmachari, they do meditation. So that is the system in Vedic times. You know, why the poor people have come? Because Kshatriyas are not there, and then less than Sudras. They are ruling the country, right? And then that is why, and then India is a poor country, and Indians are very rich people. You know why? Because so much wealth these politicians have. So much. Hundreds and thousands of crores they are looting from the country. And just imagine. That's why poor people are very poor. Right? Otherwise, like that. So, you give the fruit of your activity to either Vaishnava or to Krishna temple. Right? This concept of helping poor people is not there at all. And then Prabhupada said, let everybody come, we will feed. If anybody is hungry, they should go to Hare Krishna Mandir and eat. Right? Many people, these communist people, they raise, why so many temples are built? If you go to Dharmashala, if you go to Tirupati, recently we had gone to Tirupati. We went and then we took bath in Swami Pushkarini. Then we went to Vegavamba Annadana's hall. huge hall. Hundreds and thousands of people they are eating every day. They don't charge. You know what they are serving? First they are serving coconut chutney, one sabji, and then chakra. Then rice comes, then sambar comes, and then rasam comes, and then majiga comes. Right? Full, satisfied. You eat they don't charge 1 paisa. If you want to give some donation, you can give. Like the temples, you are going to Gorvayarappan temple in Kerala, huge prasadam hall. Everywhere, whoever comes, they take very nice rice, sambar, sabji, and they serve, very systematically they serve. Then Dharmashala, Raghavendra Swami, I think Dharmashala only, they have a huge mantralaya. Huge Annadana. And then there is somebody called Jalaram. Denewala Jalaram. Yeah. They have huge. Then all these Gurudwaras, they serve very excellent food. Like that. There is no concept of helping poor people. There is a concept, charity means giving charity to Brahmana, Vaishnava, or directly to the Krishna temple. That is why Krishna temples, Padmanabh Swami temple, they have so much richness. In Srirangam temple, that Musalman, he looted Srirangam temple. So much wealth, I think 21 bullock carts, they have filled the gold and jewelry of Rangana, and then they were carrying. So much wealth they have. And then these government people and the Archakas and all, they are actually stealing Krishna's property. Otherwise, all the temples, they have huge properties, huge lands, and then they used to get, but now everybody is become greedy. They don't know that in Garuda Purana it is mentioned that usually we see some people, unfortunate people, getting burnt. If somebody meets with a fire accident, that means in their last life they have stolen temple property. They have stolen temple's properties, God's property. Very dangerous. And these guys, they are stealing so much money from Balaji temple. Right? That's why they are saying don't put money in the hundi, because this government is stealing. They are murkhas. They don't know. They are thinking that nobody is watching, but they will be punished. Right? That's why very horribly the people die of burn, fire accidents, because they have stolen Krishna's property in their last lives. Very dangerous. They don't know. So you understand now, Mukta Sangha, Kartrutva Tyaga, Phalatyaga, Sangatyaga. So who can tell all the three? Bolo, Swapnil, can you say? What is Sangatyaga? Shuri Narayana, you can say, what is Sangatyaga? Just now I told them. Who can tell what is Sangatyaga? I understand. What is Sangatyaga means? I am doing this work for Krishna. That is called Kartrutya Tyaga means? I am not the doer.
Krishna is giving prerana. That's why I am doing this one. He is supplying the energy. I think we should change the battery.
Hare Krishna. Is it clear? Yes. And then Falatyaga means give the fruits of one's activities to Krishna. Because originally it belongs to right? Otherwise, if you give, of course, there is a concept of if you don't like to give it to Krishna, then anyway, Krishna says in 12th chapter of Bhagavadgita, you must give up your fruits of your activities for building dharmashalas, constructing roads, or planting trees, right? All these welfare activities are there, or like that. So that way, one gets a good birth in the next life. One will go to Swargaloka. If somebody gives charity like that, one goes to Swargaloka and then enjoy. There, of course, it is indirectly helps people to become Krishna conscious, because when you give charity to anybody, and then if it is not misused, then one will get the good result. One gets a good result, and then he will go to Swargaloka. When somebody goes to Swargaloka, they meet with so many people who have lot of faith in Vedic scriptures and all, because they are all atheistic people cannot go to Swarga. Then one's faith will increase. So when such people, when they come from Swargaloka, when they somehow they get to meet devotees of Krishna, then they will become devotees. They get association of association of devotees. So either way, even if you don't give it to Krishna, but even if you give charity to proper people who will not misuse, because that is why one should be very careful where one is giving charity. Just like there are some people in Ethiopia, they were collecting money and then using that money for purchasing weapons. Because in Ethiopia there is so much poverty and people are going hungry, so they were advertising that previously there is one magazine used to come. I think it must be coming now also. Reader's Digest. Now it's closed. Okay. So they would put advertisements. Please help. People are going hungry. Prabhupada, he was very angry when actually in 1971 there was a huge crisis in Bangladesh, and then so many refugees. So they were collecting huge money in the name of helping Bangladeshi refugees. Right? ISKCON also was collecting for poor feeding and all. But instead, they are using that money for constructing temples and all. When Prabhupada came to know, he was very angry. He said, no, if you are collecting for feeding poor people, you should use that money for feeding poor people. Don't use it for construction and all. So Prabhupada was very serious about that. He was very angry when he came to know that they were diverting the funds collected for... so, like that, Prabhupada wanted if anybody gives charity for a particular thing, use it for that. Right? So, these three things are very important. Mukta Sangha, Anahamvadi. So, these two already came in this. Anahamvadi means I am not free from Ankara, without false ego. So, we should, Prabhupada writes in 4th canto Bhagavatam that one should either pray to Lord Shankarshana to become free from false ego, or one should pray to Lord Shankara, Rudra, to become free from false ego. Because in this material world, Lord Shiva is in charge of false ego. Right? So one should pray to Lord Shiva. When you go to, we don't go to Lord Shiva's temples, but if you happen to go to Shiva's temple, we should pray to Lord Shiva, please help me to become free from false ego. Right? False ego is the one which makes us taking body again and again in this world. Right? I am this body. Ahamkar means I am this car. So, Dhriti Utsaha Samanvitaha. One should have determination, and then one should have enthusiasm. Right? One should be very enthusiastic to render service to Krishna. When somebody is expecting result from doing any work, then they will not have enthusiasm to do service to Krishna properly. Rather, their enthusiasm is in earning money. You understand? That is why Prabhupada said, don't pay money, salaries to the pujaris in the temple. Paid pujaris. If you pay money to the pujaris, then they will not have love for Krishna. They will have love for the money. And they are always thinking, kaun sa offering aayega, main le lunga. Right? It's very dangerous. Right? In ISKCON, unfortunately, now they are introducing paid pujaris, everywhere paid pujaris. So far in ISKCON Juhu, we don't have that paid pujari system. Prabhupada said, don't pay. You should you should work enthusiastically to please Krishna. Not that you should work enthusiastically to earn money. When you are getting paid, then you become enthusiastic to earn that money, not for pleasing Krishna. Very dangerous idea. So, if you want enthusiasm, then you don't expect the result of your work for yourself. Right? So, determination one should have. Prabhupada writes, many times he said in these lectures also, a teller in the bank is counting sometimes a crore of rupees. Sometimes he counts only 10,000 rupees. He is not elated when he is counting 1 crore. He is not depressed when he is counting only 10,000 rupees, because that money doesn't belong to him. Suppose if 1 crore comes, it doesn't belong to him. It belongs to the bank. When we are working for ourselves, when the results are favorable, we are very elated. When the results are unfavorable, we become depressed. Right? Understand? समझ में आ रहा है आप? It's clear? That's why Prabhupada said, when you are doing service for Krishna, don't concentrate on the result. Don't worry about the result, because Krishna is the one who gives you the result. The result is not in your hands. Krishna is the one who gives the result. You concentrate on working properly. Don't focus on the result, because result is not in your hands. But working nicely is in your hands. Leave it to Krishna. Once Prabhupada wrote, some disciples, they were preaching in Madurai, in Tamil Nadu. They were not able to collect much money. And then they went to some nearby village. They made some 10-15 life members. So Prabhupada, they wrote to Prabhupada, I think, we should shift to so and so village, because in Madurai we are not getting proper result. Prabhupada said, this is the problem with you. Don't worry about result. Concentrate on your service. Krishna is the one who gives you the result. Right? All these things opposite in mode of passion. Right? So because in a mode of goodness and then mode of Vishuddha Sattva, one should raise. So in that mode, so you are working for Krishna, you are giving the results to Krishna, then you are under the understanding that you are not the doer of the Krishna, of this act. So that is why you are not distressed when the result is not good. You are not elated when the result is very good, very bad, like that. So, but when you are working for yourself, Harsha Shokanvita Karta, right? When the result is favorable, jumping up and down. When the result is unfavorable, depressed. Right? They have to take antidepressant tablets nowadays. Right? Why? Because they have so much expectations. And the results are not up to the mark. And then they get depressed. Harsha Shokanvita Karta. Why? Because Ragi Karmaphala Premsi. So in mode of passion, very, very attached. Ragi. Karmaphala Premsi. To the fruits of one's work. It's mine, it is mine. because I am working, so the fruit belongs to me. So this is Western culture. So that's why they are very, very unhappy. Unhappy people. Then Lubda means very greedy. Himsatmaka, always envious. Then Ashuchihi, unclean. Then Harsha Shokanvita Karta. So such people, they are in mode of Ashu. Then Ayukta Prabhat, very nicely translated as not attached to the scriptural injunctions. Sometimes people in mode of passion, they may refer some scriptures or some brahmanas, they have some respect for pujaris and all. But somebody in mode of ignorance, no reference to scriptural injunctions. And then materialistic, obstinate, stabdaha, obstinate, sataha, sataha, deceitful, naishkritaha, expert in insulting. Then Prabhupada writes, people in Kali Yuga, they will sleep out of 24 hours, they sleep 26 hours. He is joking. Because, mostly they want to sleep. People in mode of passion, ignorance. At least people in mode of passion are better because at least they are working to earn money and all. But people in the mode of ignorance, they are always cheating. Then they are not, they are obstinate. And then the greatest disease of people in mode of ignorance is procrastination. You know what is procrastination? Huh? Postponing the work. Today, from tomorrow I will do it. And then tomorrow will never come. तुलसीदास क्या बोलते हैं? कल करे ना आज कर, कल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो। एक व्यक्ति बोलो ना, आप बोलो। Right? Not that from tomorrow onwards I will chant. From tomorrow onwards I will not criticize. From tomorrow onwards I will read scriptures every day. From tomorrow on, that tomorrow will never come. Right? 100 काम छोड़ के नहाना चाहिए. क्या? 100 काम छोड़ के नहाना चाहिए. Then 1000 काम छोड़ के दान देना चाहिए. Right? And then 10,000 काम छोड़ के स्क्रिप्चर पढ़ना चाहिए, मतलब भागवतम सुनना चाहिए. 1 लाख काम छोड़ के हरे कृष्ण बोलना चाहिए. Right? It's a very, we have all of us, we have this problem, right? Postponing. Everybody is free from postponing, procrastination. Like, so these are the 3 kinds of people: worker in mode of goodness, worker in mode of passion, worker in mode of ignorance. So Krishna is like an expert doctor. He is diagnosing everybody, and then we should study very carefully and apply. If any of these 2 things are existing in us, and then we should go over above all these things and come to the platform of mode of goodness. Prabhupada says, when you go to the airport, airplane runs on the runway for some time. then it takes up. In the same way, we should work. Mode of goodness is like runway. Right? Mode of goodness is like runway. And then we should work on mode of goodness long time, practice Krishna consciousness. And then one day, when we become purified, we can fly up to mode of Vishuddha Sattva. Very difficult. So, in Vishuddha Sattva, there is no tinge of, in mode of goodness, there is a tinge of passion and ignorance. Still, if somebody who is in mode of goodness also, they have, because they are living in this material world, they will have a tinge of mode of passion and ignorance also. But when we come to Vishuddha Sattva, it is pure goodness. There is no tinge of passion and ignorance. It's completely pure. In that state, Vasudeva Shabditam, Sattvam Vishuddham, Vasudeva Shabditam. In that state, we can have darshan of Krishna. And many people they say, can you show me God, can you show me God? First come to mode of goodness and practice. Then come to Vishuddha Sattva. That time you can see face to face Krishna. Right? It's all Vishuddha Sattva. That is why first kind of Bhagavatam, it is mentioned Tada Rajas Tamo Bhava Kama Lobhadayasche Cheta Yeter Anamidam Sthitam Sattve Prasidati. We must hear about Krishna, Shravantam Swakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Hridyantasto hi Abhadrani, Vidunoti Surusatam. We must hear about Krishna, which are pious in themselves, that the descriptions are about Krishna. Then what happens? Krishna only cleanses our heart. Vidunoti Surusatam. Because he is our dearmost friend. Krishna is our dearmost friend. So when we hear about Krishna, Krishna enters our heart and cleanses our heart personally. He only cleans our heart. So we should give an opportunity to Krishna to clean our heart. So we don't have to. So for that, what we have to do? We have to simply hear about Krishna. Then what happens? Nashtapraya Shabadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloki Bhakti Bhavati Nashti. Then Tada Rajas Tamo Bhava Kamalobhadayasche Cheta Yeter Anamitam Sthitam Sattve Prasidati. What is the symptom of passion and ignorance? Kama and Lobha. And Kama and lust and greed. Tada Rajas Tamo Bhava. Rajas and Tamas. When we become free from Rajas and Tamas, then we will come to mode of goodness. When somebody is in mode of goodness, he is always happy. Prasidati. Who is happy? Atma is satisfied. Atma is happy, not this body and the mind. Atma is happy. Then what happens? Evam prasanna manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana Mukta Sangasya Jaya. So, then you become joyful. In the joyful state, Eva Prasanna Manasu Bhagavad Bhakti Yogataha. When you perform pure devotional service, Bhagavad Bhakti. Right? What is meant by Bhakti? Prema Purvaka Sharanam. You take shelter of Krishna with love. You are not forced. Bhakti means Prema Purvaka Sharanam. Love. Evam Prasanna Manaso Bhagavad Bhakti Yogata. You serve Krishna with love. Right? Then what happens? Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam. What is Vijnanam? What is Bhagavad Tattva Vijnanam? आप बोलो, अहम शरीरम अस्मि. It is called ajnana. Right? Aham brahma asmi. That is called jnana. Aham Krishna dasosmi. That is called vijnana. Vijnana. Vijnana means I am eternal servant of Krishna. That is bhakti, pure devotion. Then you get vijnanam. Vijnanam means to understand that I am an eternal servant of Krishna. Then you engage in the eternal service of Krishna. You engage, actually you serve Krishna. Right? Every day you can actually sit and serve Krishna in your mind. Right? You just keep in your heart, establish Radha and Krishna, Radha and Rasgiya in your heart. Then offer them Padya, Argya, Achaman and Madhuparka. What do you Padya means? You offer water to the lotus feet of Krishna, which contain tulsi. Right? Argya means you give water to the head of the Lord. Achaman means you give water to the hands and the mouth of Krishna. Madhuparka means you mix dahi, honey, panchamrit, and then put tulsi, and then offer to Krishna to the mouth. That is called then you give gandha to the lotus feet of Krishna. Scent, you offer scent. You offer avarnas, then you offer garlands, then you offer silk cloth dress. Right? That is one seva. And then you touch Krishna and Radha and Ras Krishna. Lotus feet of Radha and Krishna you touch. That is one seva. Another seva is offer Naivedya, offer Bhoga, offer Kirtan. You can do all these things. Is it clear? Just sit and offer all these things to Krishna every day. Okay? That is called Tattva Vijnanam. Then Mukta Sangasya Jayate. Then you will become free from mode of goodness also. Then Vidyate Hridaya Grandhi. The knot in the heart will be cut. This ahankar, you know, Mukta Sanganam Vadi. That ahankar is the rope thread that binds Krishna, Atma to the body. You have to cut it. Who will cut it? Krishna will cut it. If you become engaged in his service, Tattva Vijnanam, Mukta Sangasya Jayate, Vidyate Hridaya Chidyate Sarva Samshayaha. All doubts are vanquished. Now we have so many doubts. We are Ada Astik, Ada Nastik. Right? All the doubts are nullified. Then Kshiyate Sarva Karmani. Then you will stop doing karma. Then that time you will really come onto the platform of Kartritva Tyaga, Sanga Tyaga and Phala Tyaga. Then what you may be doing all the work, you may be constructing the temples, you may be distributing books, but you are not doing for yourself, you are doing it for Krishna. Then you are not doing any more karma. What is the definition of karma, Bharati? Yeah. Karma means making your next activity which makes your next body. So when you are not doing any karma, Drishta evatmanishwari. You will see face to face Krishna. These 5 verses from first canto, second chapter, this is science of devotion. One could by heart these verses and practice. Shmuntam Swakata Krishna, Punyashravana Kirtana, Asapraya Shubhadrish Nitim Bhagasivaya, Kadalajastamo Bhava, Kamalovadayashri. Eva Prasanna Manasu, Bhagavad Bhakti Yoga. One should be very joyful all the time. Devotees should be always joyful. That is why Harsha Shogan this Siddhya Siddha Nirvikare. If you are attached to being happy when you are successful, when you are depressed, when you are unsuccessful, then you are not joyful. Because result is not in your hand. Right? We may endeavor to achieve something, but Krishna may not give the result to you. And it is not in your hands. I used to stay in somebody's house. They're very nice people, very nice people. I am very fortunate that way. I didn't have any bad experience. When I came to Mumbai, I was staying in some Telugu people's house. And then that lady, she used to treat me like her own son. Very nice. Well, unfortunately, that boy, he was a very good friend of mine. We became very good friends. He was a professor in Bandra College. Mostly regular middle class boys in India, they don't get girls. Only rich people, they roam around with girls. So he was actually hankering to get married and be happy. And he was so, excited to get married. And he got married. Well, then I went also. Dhumdham, Shari, Viva. Pehle night, pata chala, she's cracked. Mental. लाइफ डिस्ट्रॉय हो गई उसकी. हम एक सोचते हैं, भगवान दूसरा सोचते हैं. क्यों? And that poor girl, she was, of course, nowadays we should not use all those words. She is depressed. And then she came onto the train and she died also. That lady also Telugu only. I don't know now what happened after that. I lost touch. Like this, we face so many viparyaya. It's not in our hands. Right? God will give a result to our activities. So it is not in our hands. So that is why we should not become depressed, because I can't do anything about it. I invest some money, then I lose some money. Somebody has invested money, he gets so many crores. Right? Same business they do, but so many people have done same cloth business. But Ambani became very rich. Right? Krishna is the one who gives the result. Always remember this. That's why we should not become depressed if the results are not good. Okay? Hare Krishna.